Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Welcome back to another Friday night social, the 26th of June. We've got Chris, we've got Tom on. Martin will be joining us, so there'll be the four of us at some point. But to start off with, we're going to have Chris and Tom. So, how are you, Chris? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, mate. Bit hot, but yeah, all right.
Brilliant. And you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, a bit weird over here today. We had quite a lot of rain, but yeah, apart from that, it's all good.
Brilliant. Well, like I said, Martin will be joining us at some point in the next 10, 15 minutes, I'm guessing. But tonight, with this Friday night social will be over two parts. It won't be as long as the normal one that we do because we've got loads and loads of videos coming up over the next few days. So, what first parts we'll be looking at the reaction to last night's loss versus against Chelsea. Then obviously Liverpool won the title last night. We'll then be looking in the next part about Koulibaly, the rumours today, some quite strong rumours that Koulibaly is coming to City, if you believe them, and we'll look at maybe who else after last night's performance exposed some serious flaws, who else might need replacing, and then we'll end up with the golden question, which will just be three of them tonight. So, cracking on. Reaction to last night's performance. Well, Chris, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it encapsulated the whole season, Andy. Two good performances followed by a pretty poor performance, really. Lots of things. I mean, let's put it this way: we played some nice patterns. There was nice passing. We dominated the first half an hour. Chelsea hardly had a kick. And I thought we looked good, but what we were lacking was that cutting edge. And that's happened a fair few times this season. One thing that really wound me up last night in the first half was the Mendy ball across the 6-yard line where nobody was even anywhere near it. And I just feel that that's what Mendy is capable of producing. That somebody should be busting a gut to get in there. It would have been a tap in, and yeah, so that annoyed me a little bit. And Mahrez had a decent shot that rose over the bar. But yeah, it was total domination until really that free kick and the clearance upfield that I thought Gundogan had under control. Mendy nicked it off him and then left Gundo in no man's land, really, and he had to chase him back. But even at that point, I thought, Mendy's in a good position here. And then he tried to tackle him with his wrong foot. And I just think, you're playing for, one of the best teams in the country. That was schoolboy stuff, really. A real poor bit of defending from Mendy. And, it's another black mark against his name, really. When we're all hoping he'll improve, and get a run of games. But that's not the first time Mendy's made a bit of mistake there. Yeah, so I thought we lacked a cutting edge. I think we over-rely too much on KDB to come up with the goods all the time, especially when David's not playing. And I thought there were some disappointing performances again from the creative players. Raz, again, nowhere to be seen, really. And I don't think Bernardo had a good game either. Really. I know he works hard, but I expect a lot more from Bernardo than just, working hard. He's a very good player. I thought the second half, we started off fairly well. Looked a bit better, looked a bit brighter. And then there was a brilliant free kick from Kevin. World-class, incredible player. Let's hope he never leaves. Just brilliant. And in my mind, Andy, I think he should be the future City captain. I think he leads by example. And then straight after that, golden opportunity to go 2-1 up. A fantastic counter-attack. And Raz should have scored it, really, but I think the most sensible thing for him to do would have been to pass it on to Gabby to pass it into an empty net. So, not great decision-making there from Raz. And I think just as the great game drew on, the game got a bit more open and Chelsea were pretty unlucky not to go 2-1 up when Kyle saved was on the line. And then the penalty incident. I don't really blame Ferner for what he did. I think it was instinctive, but it was a penalty and it was a red card. But yeah, we've got to address the defence. We have to address the defence. It's our weak spot. We score plenty of goals, but if we don't do anything about that.
I mean, you pulled out. Martin's with us now, so you pulled out a few sort of three or four talking points on last night's game. One being Mendy's ball. Nobody at all, busting a gut from the right side to try and get in at the back, and nobody at all whatsoever anticipating that. And like you said, we've seen Mendy do that so many times. The goal, the mess up between Gundogan and Mendy, I've watched it back on highlights a few hours ago. I hadn't watched anything else back, and you can't work out what's going on, to be fair. It almost looks like Gundogan's pointing where he wants Mendy to play the ball, but then sort of gets in Mendy's way. And then that tackle from Mendy's like appalling. Terrible tackling from him. Obviously, the KDB, brilliant finish. I mean, incredible free kick. And one thing that was missed is, I watched Walker's recovery speed to get back. I mean, unbelievable. I can't think of many footballers that would get where he was at that point to get back. I mean, I think he was about 5-8 yards behind the Chelsea player when he rounded Ederson. And he still got to them. And it's like, Jesus Christ, his pace is phenomenal. And then obviously the red card. But before we come to Tom, I'm just going to read you some stats which I find quite real. Well, obviously the lineup was Ederson, Walker, Fernandinho, Laporte, Mendy, De Bruyne, Rodri, Gundogan, Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, and Sterling. And we had a couple of subs. Otamendi came on late. Zinchenko replaced Mendy, and David Silva replacing Rodri and Gabion for Bernardo Silva. So a few quite early subs there by Pep. But if you look at the match stats, Chelsea had 35% possession compared to City's 65. However, Chelsea had 15 shots to City's 11, and they had 10 shots on target to City's 2. And I can't remember another time where I've seen a team, have 5 times more shots on target than we have. And we had 2 shots on target last night, which says an awful lot about our attacking display last night. Never mind the defensive side of things. I thought it was poor. We were poor going forward, really poor. Tom, what were your thoughts on last night?
Well, obviously, it was a really disappointing evening. I looked at I'm going to go back to just before the game, and I looked at the lineup and I saw Rodri and Gundogan together. Now, I have said all season that never worked. He's tried it so many times, and it's just not the attacking threat that we put forward. You need the 2 centre attacking mids and then a defensive mid. That's where I think we messed up, especially. It was weird why he played Sterling up front and not Jesus. I didn't really understand why he did that, and put Bernardo on the left wing. I don't really understand why he did that.
I think he's played with a false 9 before against Chelsea, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he was, I don't know, thinking about that. I mean, to be honest with you, with this starting lineup, I think Pep's like, he knows the season's over. We're not, Liverpool are going to win it. And I think he's just picking games and plays for games, because I think we'll see a strong lineup against Newcastle. But yeah,
and going to what Chris was saying about the Mendy crosses, I reckon that cross, if Jesus was playing, I reckon Jesus would have gone to the end of it, because he's always in the box, no matter what. He's always there, unless he's obviously playing a different tactic, like against Burnley and dropping back. But against Chelsea, you'd have seen him more up the pitch.
Well, I think as well, Tom, just on that, if Raz was playing on the right wing, I think he would have come in on it as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. For their first goal, at first I blamed Gundogan, because I thought he shouted for the ball or told Mendy to get rid of it. But then I looked back at it, and then I saw Mendy, he kicked it, and in the end I just blamed both of them, because it was a cock up from both of them. They were both together. And if Gundogan knew Mendy was coming, why didn't Gundogan pull away from it? And it was just a cock up, really. And there's not really excusing it, really. Basic communication skills, because there was nobody pressuring him.
No.
The only reason they got pressured is because Pulisic has got decent pace and he got onto him. So that's the first goal, a gift really. Absolutely brilliant free kick from Kevin. Just getting better and better, isn't he, really? we had that chance. Sterling should have squared it, but sometimes at the pace that the game's going, sometimes you don't see and you just see the goal. So
I watched that when I was watching that back. We were watching the replay last night, and my lad was going the same thing. He should have squared it for a tapping. And my first initial reaction was, I think if he played it, the only way he could have played it was forward. And if he played it forward, I think he might have been offside. Because my lad said, no, he could have just squared it. He wouldn't have been offside. But looking back on it, the player was level with Sterling. So he couldn't have actually squared it, otherwise the Chelsea player. I think he thought if I play it forward, he's going to be offside, and I'm going to get absolutely bollocked for not taking the shot by thinking I'm being clever, putting in a ball for an open net. That was my initial thoughts, and again, I looked at it today and thought, I think he might have been offside if he played it forward. But anyway,
because I think if it
still should have scored.
Yeah, because I think if he played it square, Aspilicueta was there, so he had no other options. So for their second goal, there was actually quite a lot of pressure before that. Obviously, it was the penalty, but leading up to that, Kevin and Zinchenko had a nightmare down that side. Kevin obviously lost the ball, and Zinchenko was weak, very weak. And if anything, Kevin should have he should have taken Willian out when he had the chance, rather than trying to pull him back.
Fernandinho would have done.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't blame Fernandinho for anything, because as a defender there, if he was going in anyway, he's put it off the line. At least if they get the penalty, there's a chance that it stays at 1-1 rather than it going in the net. So I don't blame Fernandinho for anything. And he took it for the team. Just overall, you could see it throughout the night that we weren't like those stats. We weren't creating enough chances, and you could see that they were concentrating on the Newcastle game on Sunday, because it's one of the most important games to progress into one of the cups that we've still got a chance in. So you could see that they were only out there to try and get a draw or a tight win. But obviously, the defensive errors and the errors that the whole team made just didn't work in our favour really last night.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's the biggest stat for me was 10 for them on target, 2 for us, and we rarely ever see City have 2 shots. We have seen it, but rare for a team to have 5 times more shots on target than we have. I mean, it's almost unheard of. Martin, what were your quick thoughts on last night's performance?
Watching it at the time, I didn't think it was that bad watching it, because some of the play was really good. The tiki-taka one-touch stuff, it was both boxes that was the problem. It's, we don't normally say it's the top end box that has the problem. It's normally the defensive one. But I think the whole defence last night showed problems. Edison got away with a couple of silly mistakes again that everyone seems to have missed them. Letting the ball run under his foot for some weird reason.
Yeah, that pass out as well.
Yeah, the pass out, which he didn't get away with at the Swamp.
Yeah.
And then Mendy didn't have a great game. I'm not going to give up on Mendy. I've heard some people absolutely destroy him and say they never see him play ever again. And that, to me, is way. Because, and people say I pick on him, Zinchenko ain't the answer, because he didn't improve as when he came on either. So we were it was like Gundogan, I thought, compared to Burnley, it was a different Gundogan. Totally again. Yeah. That was exactly the problem we've had with Gundogan all season. You either get the great Gundogan or you get the Gundogan you got last night. I think David Silva made a difference when he come on.
Yeah.
Up the tempo. And that, as much as he's a great player, you shouldn't be expecting a 30-odd-year-old in the last 2 months of his City career to come on and change a game like that. That worried me a little bit. KDB was in and out, apart from the great free kick, absolutely amazing free kick. I've got to be honest, I thought Christensen for Chelsea gave our defence a lesson last night and how to actually defend, because I thought Laporte wasn't great either.
I didn't think he had a bad game, but I've certainly seen him play better. It's one of those, and I just hope the rumours today are true, and that's the way we've sorted it out straight away, because we need to stop messing around now. Well, I mean, that's something we'll talk about
but
later on. It's more about last night's performance and players. Okay, so that's what we think about last night. And don't forget, watch the post-match fan cams. Some of them, some people are not too happy. Others, I think, are quite objective in there. So, yeah, it was City lost 2-1. At least FIFA knew. Kiam got one right. I think he lost 2-1 to Chelsea on the FIFA nose. So he got that one definitely right last night. But anyway, what it did lead to is the next question, and that was obviously Liverpool winning the title. I don't know what else to say about it. I think I congratulated Liverpool on winning the title last night. Do I like
Are you
them?
being genuine? Are you being genuine? Because that's what'll come up.
It done, mate. Yeah, they've won the title. I think they've been by far the best team in the Premier League this season, by far. Very, very ultra consistent. Have they had a lot of luck go their way? Yes. Have they had VAR go their way? Yes. Have they won it under now sort of different circumstances? Yes, but they still won it. And even if the season continued when lockdown started, they were 20 odd points ahead. They were never going to drop that, which would have meant, let's say, if they even lost 3 or 4 games, they still probably would have won the title by at least 15 points, which is still a very good achievement. But I do think we haven't been great this season. But you can only put what's in front of you, and they have been very, very consistent. So congratulations to Liverpool. Not that I like it. Not that I particularly like their fan reactions and things like that, but it is what it is. But Chris, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, pretty much the same as you, Andy. They fully deserve their win. They've been the most consistent team this season. I think we like 8 games now this season. That's a lot to lose. There's no chance we're going to be competing, and they have been ultra consistent. And Pep came out with something he said last night, and I don't know whether he meant it that we weren't, but he said they've been focused, and I was wondering whether he was meaning that, and we haven't, because they've concentrated all their efforts on the league, and have pretty much put in good performance every week, and we haven't, and they fully deserve it. Yep. Same, if United are going to win it, I probably would be a little bit unhappier, but Liverpool definitely next in my list of who I don't want it to win it. But no, fair play to them. Just enjoy it like we did.
I think that's a good point. About focus. You could see this season in particular. I think because they got so close last season. Yeah. I think you've seen it. I mean, would Liverpool normally go out to Atletico Madrid? Probably not. And I think they've been ultra focused on whatever we do, we must win the Premier League this season at all costs. And if it means us going out in the Champions League, so be it, because we won it last year. But the problem being is that they've been so focused on the Premier League. They were out of the League Cup. They were out of the FA Cup. I mean, it's one trophy. They've focused so much on one trophy, where I think sometimes what we do is we focus on all 4. And put every maximum effort into every single one. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, over a long period of time, I don't know. But certainly worked for us last season, winning all domestic trophies and things. But maybe the Champions League is our focus this year. Certainly when we got that many points behind at Christmas. Maybe Pep has been focusing more and more on the Champions League and the other cup competitions. Well, we've got one domestic one in the back, 2 if you want to count the Community Shield. We've got the FA Cup, and we've still got the return leg against Madrid in the Champions League. So, what are your thoughts, Tom?
Congratulations.
I know you stay cleared from it last night.
Yeah, I tried to keep away from it so much last night. Congratulations to the players, because they're all it's a good team, a good manager, and they played some very good football this year. Grinded out results, got some good wins. Yeah, that's congratulations to the players. And
it's like that.
Honestly, it's so hard. Well, congratulations to the fans. Just slightly disappointing that you all went outside Anfield, because even though it's locked down, so it's slightly disappointing you've done that. But it makes you wonder what we'd have done if we'd have won the league after 30 years, I guess. But yeah, very very painfully congratulations, because I can't really imagine it, but the amount of stuff I've had on my social media of mates is just very painful. So yeah, congratulations from the bottom of my heart.
Look at that. He can't even open his mouth. He's like that. Yeah, congratulations.
That is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Hey, it comes with age.
Yeah.
It comes with age, mate. Don't worry about it. You have to be magnanimous sometimes with it.
I'm sweating.
You go cool off after that. I know your heart rate is probably jumping by about 50 beats per minute. Martin.
I said it last night. Congratulations to them. They've been the better team. Can't lie about it. Can't hide away from it. They've been the better team. They're not 25 points clear for nothing.
No.
It's not because we've run them close and it's been a close race. I understand what people are saying about it being a different league now and everything else. The league was over before we even got to lockdown. Let's not pretend it wasn't. It was done and dusted. Yeah. It hurts. I had to go for a drive last night just to try and calm down. I was upset. But do you know what I'm hoping it'll do? It'll refocus them now to get back and realise what they've got to do. And hopefully they will. I think we've got to say, I think some Liverpool fans who were going mad at the mayor of Liverpool owe him a little bit of an apology.
I think
when he said that, and they all went, "Oh, how dare he question this, that, and the other."
Yeah, well, I posted on Twitter. I posted on Twitter before. I mean, it was the Spirit of Shankly group, and they'd come out and say, "How dare he say this about fans? We're responsible." Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. He was right. I hope they offer the mayor of Liverpool a public apology, because he was absolutely spot on with what he said. I can't see it happening, but I don't know whether you've seen the video of the aftermath outside Anfield and
yeah,
it's bad.
But like Tom said, if we'd not won it for 30 years, I'm sure there would have been a contingent of City fans going out and celebrating around the Etihad. But the problem being is that Anfield has got streets and everything. You're not going to. I know they were close.
It's an old stadium. It's an old-fashioned stadium.
You're not going to stop fans from congregating out there.
The one thing I will say, I don't want to keep hearing idiots like Stan Collymore that Klopp's better than Pep now, because we're going a little bit OTT all of a sudden now, and they are the greatest team in the universe. And BT, I'm sorry, hang your heads in shame last night. That was embarrassing. It was like Liverpool fan TV. I don't know what even. You wouldn't think City were playing or Chelsea.
I know.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is what it is. You have a choice. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to watch it, and I guess that's everybody's choice. And it's just like these fan channels. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you comment below the videos all angry and irate and things like, why get yourself irate? Just don't watch it. Don't comment.
We're biased. We admit we're biased. They're not meant to be.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I must admit, I reluctantly opened up sort of the gossip pages today, and I went through, and I only got to the first page, because normally I go through every one of them, and I think I can't remember what the first one was. I think it was the Daily Mail, and 19 articles out of 20. First ones were all Liverpool. I just switched off. Thought I ain't even reading through that. Forget it, and I'll just I've not read anything else since. I just thought I'm not even watching. I've not even turned on Talk Sport or anything, and whatever. I've not listened to anything, because it was all you hear is loving. But that's the way it is. We know there's a bias towards Liverpool, and but they've done it now. But like somebody said on one of my post-match fan cams last night, they posted something about, we're going to dominate this for years to come, and we're the most consistent team over the last. And I said, what? Like City have just won 8 out of the last 9 domestic trophies, but we're not consistent. Work that one out. But anyway, it is what it is. Congratulations to Liverpool. Enjoy it. It's been 30 years. But don't forget, I was just reading something before I started this Friday Night Social. When you talk about you haven't spent anything, you have spent £1.47 billion since you last won a title. So 239 players later, you finally got one. But yeah, so don't say you've done it. You've done it without spending. You have spent an awful lot of money.
Thanks, Andy. I'm going to use that.
Ryan was on.
I'm going to use that.
What 1.47 billion and 239 players later, and 9 managers, I think. Hey, listen, they've deserved it. Been the best team. But don't forget, keep positive, Blues, because we've still got 4 to go for this particular season. If you want to count the Community Shield, I mean, Liverpool fans will tell you, no, you can't. That's just a Mickey Mouse Cup, just like the 4 club competition, Club World Cup, Mickey Mouse Biscuit competition, whatever it is that you won. So stick with it. FA Cup Sunday. We've still got the Champions League to go for. So this is the end of part 1. Don't forget, join us for part 2, where we're going to talk about the rumours about Koulibaly, and is there anyone else that you think City definitely need, certainly after last night's performance, and then we'll finish with the golden question. But take care. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and make sure your notifications are set to public, not private. And go over and watch the Spencer Pryor interview with Martin. It's really, really interesting. What a lovely fella he is. Done a great job there, buddy. I loved watching that yesterday. Really, really interesting. And he might be on next week's Friday Night Social. He's a lovely fella. But take care, and don't forget to check out part 2 of the Friday Night Social. See you soon.